Hey, I'm John Cannell. Today on Preppy Kitchen, we're making apple dumplings. So let's get started. First off, set that oven to 350. Add 1/2 cup of granulated sugar into a smallish bowl. And we're gonna mix this with 2 teaspoons of cinnamon for a delicious cinnamon sugar filling. If you want, add any spices that you enjoy. You can let me know in the comments what you love. We're just gonna mix this up really quickly and then set it aside. Now it's time to peel and core those apples. Get those kitchen helpers out. You'll want 8 medium-sized apples for this recipe and use your favorite apple. There's so many delicious varieties. Just make sure it's not one of the ones that fall apart in baking. I might be using Honeycrisp today, which is Brian's all-time favorite apple. I am using Honeycrisp today. Might. I've officially misplaced my apple corer. I can't believe it. So we're gonna improvise today. A lot of you probably don't have one at home. You can use a knife carefully. I'm gonna do that along with a small round cookie cutter. These come in your cookie cutter sets. So just press that down. Ooh, that went through the core. Pull it out. Well. Cut the bottom of your apples off so they lay flat. This is too big. Works every time. Cannoli form to the rescue. All right. Thank goodness I had that cannoli form. Look at that beautiful core sample I got out. Set your apples aside. I'm doing half of the apples now, and the other half I'm gonna do with the kids later. It's gonna be a fun project, but I will core and peel the apples for them. Now we're gonna pull out our pastry dough. Mine has been resting on the counter for just a little bit because if it's too cold, it's impossible to roll. I made 2 rounds of pastry dough last night with my favorite Preppy Kitchen pastry dough recipe. That's in the description box below. Right now we're gonna roll this out on a floured surface and divide it up. I'm using a pastry mat today. It is so convenient. All you have to do is lift it up and you can flip things around and it just avoids every single mess. The only thing that's annoying is drying it after washing it. Real talk. I'm gonna divide this into 4 equal pieces. Now these will get shaped into squares. This pastry dough is getting rolled out to a bit less than 1/4 inch thick, and you'll want a 7-inch square for most of your apples. If you're unsure about how big it should be, get an apple, place it in the middle, and you should be able to fold it up to the edges like this to cover the apple. Always keep your pie dough moving. If it stays on your mat for too long or your counter, bad things happen. This is why it's convenient to use a pastry mat. Gravity will move it around for you if things get close to stuck. So right now I'm going to use a crimped cutter and just square this pastry dough off like a giant ravioli. Once your pastry's rolled out, get one of those apples, it's like a big apple donut, place it right in the middle, fill almost to the top with cinnamon sugar. You're going to cap it off with a dot or about a teaspoon of butter. That's gonna melt right into the sugar and make amazing things happen. Now, we're gonna fold this up to the edge, like that. I'm gonna wet my fingers just for a little bit of gluing so this doesn't fall apart in the oven. Cover that up. Another dot of water, press. Dot of water, and press. This looks gorgeous already, but we can use our scraps for some beautiful accents. I'll show you that in a minute. Now for the rest of the apples. I re-rolled the scraps that I had left over, and then we're just gonna cut out some cute little leaves for the top. You'll see how these make everything amazingly better. And now I'm just going to attach them to the top with an egg wash. And just like that, these dumplings look 1,000 times cuter. I mixed up an egg wash of just 1 egg, like a drop of water, mix, and then that's gonna give us that golden brown color that all pastry should have. You could also just brush these with milk or cream if you don't wanna use the egg. We're gonna sprinkle with the remaining cinnamon sugar. The rest can just go into the pan. Our last step is to make our brown sugar sauce. This is gonna go into the fridge to hang out while we do that, just so the pastry keeps its shape. Optional. To make our sauce, we're combining 3 tablespoons of butter, 1 1/4 cups of packed brown sugar, as well as 1 1/4 cups of water in a small pot. Most of the water. We're gonna place this over medium-low heat, and then once it's all melty, we're gonna pour it. This makes about 2 cups of sauce, so pour 1 cup into each of your pans. Into the oven, 350 for about an hour, or until the pastry is golden brown and the apples are tender. Use a skewer to test the apples if you're not sure. If you like this video, check out my apple playlist. It's like an individual, perfect little apple pie. I hope you get a chance to make this recipe, and I'll see you in the next video.